Hello, everyone. Please stand up for the national anthem. Your Excellency, the President of Malta, Minister for Health, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the European Public Health Association, the Association of Schools of Public Health in the European region, and the Malta Association of Public Health Medicine, we welcome you all to this conference. It is a great honor for Malta to host this conference, which brings together multidisciplinary teams of professionals to exchange information. This conference is a platform for debate for researchers, policymakers, and practitioners in the field of public health and health services research. This conference is also a means for public health training and education. Hence, a warm welcome to this conference, and I would like first to invite Dr. Julian Mamo, Chair of the Malta Local Organization Committee, for his welcome address.
Your Excellency, Honorable Minister, colleagues and friends from all over Europe, 58 countries, Europe and beyond, I might say. It's a real pleasure to welcome you here today to the 5th European Public Health Conference. We've been preparing for this day for the last 3 years, and this is the culmination of our efforts. We're very pleased to be able to welcome you here. I speak obviously on behalf of a small, very small, and a tiny island of Malta, a small but very energetic public health community here, which wishes me to tell you that you are extremely warmly welcome here, and we wish you to have an enjoyable experience in our conference, to have excellent, fruitful discussions, and take home with you from this conference the public health fruits that you will experience and share with us over the next 3 days. We will have a very busy 3 days. I'm sure you've seen the schedule. It's extremely busy, but it will be also very productive, I'm sure of that. Our country, Malta, has a lot to offer, tiny though it might be. And the future of public health in this country is also very bright indeed. And so we invite you to share and collaborate with research, policy, and implementation programs on public health with us, the Maltese community of public health. We hope to put our tiny community, as it were, on the map of public health in Europe with this special gift of the 5th Public Health Conference, which we're hosting here today. Our special thanks go to a number of individuals and organizations. May I just start with special thanks to the President of Malta, who was a willing supporter and patron from the very beginning, from the very inception of this conference. Of course, it's a Europe-wide event, and it's, of course, been a great pleasure to collaborate on this together with the President. Special thanks also go to the Minister of Health, Dr. Kassar, who has been also extremely supportive with us all the way in terms of words and actions, I might add. Thanks to the UEFA Council for voting us to host this major event 3 years ago now. And most of all, thank you, all of you, for being here with us present today to join our very special Maltese Festa. It would not have been possible without the help of many individuals, whom I hope to thank later in the conference. For now, I wish to thank the members of the Malta Association of Public Health Medicine, who put their minds and their hearts and then their backs into this conference, the Ministry of Health, the Malta Tourism Authority, the University of Malta, and especially the medical school, which gave us their utmost support. And in difficult economic times, when we required partners to support us, we found help from the European Health Alliance, the Italian Society for Public Health, and many others, including from the local pharmaceutical industry and others who are showing their support in very many ways. You can see many of them in the exhibition booths and in the program. So thank you to all our supporters. This support is very much treasured and cherished in these rather difficult economic times. Thanks also to Dinike and the strong EUFA team who have helped us along our way, every step of the way. Thanks to Helga and her on-site staff for great work, our company, conference organizing company. And to my local organizing committee, at this time, I can say that we have been like a family of adults confined in a small space for a long time. And we have learned to put aside anything that could divide us and have come together like a team of skilled craftspersons and are now playing beautiful music, a music which we will treasure in memory in the years ahead. Thanks to everyone who made Malta 2012 a reality. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mamo. It is a pleasure to invite Professor Walter Riccardi, President of the EUFA, for his address.
Your Excellency, President of Malta, Honorable Minister of Health, Mrs. President of the Maltese Public Health Association Medicine, Mr. Chair of the conference, it is a big pleasure for me to take the floor as President of the European Public Health Association in the opening ceremony of this 5th European Public Health Conference in Malta. A key occasion for international public health experts to meet, exchange experiences and views, and set up joint initiatives. The health status of Europeans has been improving, but we still have risk factors that have never been addressed satisfactorily in our history, such as air pollution and gender inequalities. Threats that we thought we had defeated, but that are rearing their head again, like sexually transmitted disease. And of course, new threats we have to be prepared to deal with for the first time, like the far-reaching implication of climate change and the effect of economic crisis that we have been experiencing on socioeconomic inequalities. It is therefore essential that public health moves forward, and such a progress can only be made by means of a collaborative effort. The challenges we have to face are transnational, and local or regional initiatives or efforts will never be as effective as international ones in dealing with them. EUFA brings together professionals, researchers, educators, and policymakers working in the field of public health from most European countries with a common goal of contributing to improving the health status of all Europeans and reducing health inequalities among them. This general goal is pursued through several sub-goals: build capacity and knowledge in the field of public health, create favorable conditions for it to spread, be shared, and finally be effectively transferred into practice and policies in all sectors of public health, at all levels and in all countries. At all stages of the process, we have chosen to give priority to a cooperational approach, to work in partnership with governmental and non-governmental organizations and institutions working in our field and sharing our objective. This means that collecting all of Europe's under the common roof of an umbrella organization, as is usually the case in scientific organizations, for us is just the beginning. We succeeded in going beyond that, and the very next future is even more promising. At EUFA, we believe that the multidisciplinary approach to public health is fundamental for at least two reasons. The first one is a traditional one, and is intrinsic to the very nature of public health. Improving the health status of a population is a result that cannot be achieved by professionals of only one discipline. It requires coordination of skills and expertise from sectors as diverse as medicine, economics, statistics and epidemiology, environmental sciences, social, political, and government sciences. And it requires the interaction of professionals with extremely different job descriptions, ranging from general practitioners to elected and unelected public managers in government agencies, from academic researchers to representatives of local institutions working in the field. The second reason, which has been getting more and more important over the last decades, is technological progress. We cannot afford to miss the opportunities for public health provided to us by advances both in basic biomedical research, physics, chemistry, and in other seemingly distant fields like computer technology, environmental chemistry, economic modeling. This is especially true for Europe, where even in this financial crisis, the economic conditions and the political context allow for investments in healthcare, health promotion and prevention that are unthinkable elsewhere. EUFA represents the largest network for European public health and has been expanding steadily since its establishment in 1992. Our annual conference, which are each devoted to a specific public health topic and from 2008 are organized jointly with ASFER, are the largest European event in the field of public health and are recognized as a crucial appointment for both researchers and increasingly over the last years, professionals and policymakers. Being a EUFA member means having access to most up-to-date information on what is happening in public health research, policy and practice at the European level through a series of tools that include access to the European Journal of Public Health, edited by Oxford University Press, the full version of our website, the monthly newsletter, the EUFA reports, and the recently activated EUFApedia, a user-friendly online database and documents. One of the most important strategies for EUFA is represented by the constitution and activity of the 20 section. A EUFA section is a group of professionals from different institutions and countries working in the same sector of public health. The researchers belonging to our network produce an impressive amount of high-quality scientific evidence, which is funneled into many communication channels, such as this conference. We operate with a constant effort in advocacy so that the strategies we support are actually applied by local institutions, national governments, and international organizations with competencies related to healthcare all over Europe. We make it a point to create evidence, help translate it into practice, and make this translation as effective as possible in terms of the final goal of fostering the health status. There is no point in only supporting one of these stages. Adding value can therefore mean ensuring the highest scientific rigor and severity when producing new evidence, bringing researchers and the results of their investigations into contacts with practitioners and policymakers so that they can usefully orient each other's priorities and activities, and finally using that information, those strategies or those tools where appropriate, when appropriate, and in the appropriate manner. Every public health conference, without ever deviating from the goal of providing a faithful and updated representation of the state of the art of all European research in public health, is also devoted to a specific topic of current interest to ensure that present priorities are addressed and steer the general direction of research. This conference will focus on all-inclusive public health. This is also a way of preventing research from being wasted. What we must do is use our discoveries for practical applications. This is usually difficult because researchers and policymakers appear to talk different languages. Researchers do not know what policymakers need and in what form to present their findings in a way useful for practice, while policymakers do not know where to find, how to interpret, and how to use evidence from research. This is what we do to solve the problem. We let our researchers work with practitioners and policymakers, and European Public Health Conference represents the ideal meeting point for them. In our conference, on the pages of the journal, within the context of the sections, they can finally relate to each other. And we are planning to go beyond our traditional role as a pure provider of scientific evidence, because we have now gathered the experience and reached the critical mass necessary for that. The topics of our conference have progressively converged to touch on the current affairs of Europe's public health. Contact with international organizations has become gradually closer. Communication has been improved with a series of tools that are always out to express EUFA's viewpoint of current public health problems. The near future will therefore see EUFA take on a more active role in shaping all policies with an impact on health by Europe's local, national, and international institutions. We think it is a priority today that both the general and the technical public realize that whole health is not just a matter to be solved inside general practices and hospitals. Realizing that becoming aware that we can greatly improve the general well-being by looking at the health consequence of all our personal and collective decisions is a step in the good direction for the future of all our Europeans. We will work to raise this awareness, and we are confident we can make it, starting from today, from Malta, from this beautiful country, from this beautiful conference. And thanks for your attention, and enjoy the conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Riccardi, for that wide overview of the wide aspect of public health. I would like to introduce Professor Helmut Brandt, President of ESFE.
Dear President, dear Minister, dear chairs, dear colleagues, welcome to the most important scientific public health conference in Europe. I think it's good that we can meet here, and to see your faces again, I think, and to fill this room, I think it's a clear sign public health is important. And in a way, for the associations of schools of public health in the European region and for public health, this year is Malta year. Remember, 2 months ago, we met here with the WHO Regional Committee, and they endorsed Health 2020 and a Public Health Action Plan. And this Public Health Action Plan includes a lot of issues where we can now legitimize our work on and how we can look into the future and what should be done. Public health capacities is directly mentioned in there. So for all of our institutions, might be EUFA, might be ESFA, might be EuroHealthNet, or the others that are involved, I think we got now a blueprint what to do. And now we are here at the European Public Health Conference in Malta. And you have chosen a very clever topic, all-inclusive public health. We just handed over the Stemper Medal to Julio Frank. He answered per video because he couldn't be with us. But in a way, he commented exactly on this issue. All his remarks fit wonderful under this topic. So what do we expect? We expect now several days of scientific reports about discussion, background information, and